Hi everyone, so this week we're learning all about the story of the Three Little Pigs. Yesterday we read this version and we talked all about characters, which are the people or animals in a story, and we learned that there are how many little pigs? Should we count them? 1, 2, 3 little pigs, and who else? The big bad wolf. So they are the main characters. They're the most important people in this story. And we also talked about something called the setting. Does anybody remember what the setting is? The setting is where a story takes place. So the place where the characters are in the book. So that setting was, who remembers? What do we see here? The Three Little Pigs' homes. Okay, so they all made their homes out of different materials. So this is the version we read yesterday. This is the Walt Disney version. And today we're going to read a new version. So does anybody remember what version means? We talked about it when we read the gingerbread books in December. We read all different versions of the gingerbread story. So that means it's the same story, but there are some little differences. So there are some things that might be the same, and there are some things that might be a little bit different. So the same thing is going to happen in this story. It's the same story, but there's some differences. So I want you to be detectives and look really closely. Pay close attention with your listening ears and your looking eyes and see if you can spot anything different. We're going to talk about them at the end of the story, and we're also going to put the events or everything that happens in the story in a sequence or in order. We're going to put them first, second, and third. So that's what we're going to do after we read the book. So this is The Three Little Pigs by James Marshall. Once upon a time, an old sow sent her 3 little pigs out into the world to seek their fortune. "Now be sure to write," she said, "and remember that I love you." The first little pig met a man with a load of straw. "I know," said the little pig. "I'll buy your straw and build a house." So did we meet this man in the first story? No, so this is a new character. "That's not a good idea," said the man. "Why isn't it a good idea to build a house out of straw? What do you think? You can think back to the other version and make a prediction." "Mind your own business, thank you," said the little pig, and he bought the straw and set about building a house. It took him no time at all. Very soon, a lean and hungry wolf happened by. Pig was just about his favorite food in the world. So he knocked on the door and said, little pig, let me come in." To which the little pig replied, "No, no, no, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." So what do you think is going to happen? Let's make a prediction. What's going to happen? This annoyed the wolf to no end, and he said, "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in." "Go right ahead," said the little pig. So the wolf huffed and he puffed and he blew the house in. And he gobbled up the little pig. Did that happen in the other story? Yes or no? The second little pig met a man with a load of sticks. So here's another new character. "I've got it," said the little pig. "I'll buy those sticks and build a house." "I'd think twice about that," said the man. Why do you think he would think twice? It means think again. "Oh, pooh," said the little pig. "What would you know?" And he bought the sticks and went to work building a house. "Very pretty," he said. What do we think is going to happen now? No sooner had the little pig settled into his pretty house, the wolf happened by, and he was still hungry. He said, little pig, let me come in." To which the little pig replied, "No, no, no, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." The wolf didn't care for that at all, and he said, "I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in." "Ha ha," said the little pig. So the wolf huffed and he puffed and he blew the house in. And he gobbled up the little pig. So did that happen in the other story? What do you think? So how many pigs are left? So he gobbled up the first little pig, and he gobbled up the second little pig. How many pigs are left? Just one. There's only one pig left. Now the third little pig met a man with a load of bricks. "These bricks will make a fine, sturdy house," said the man. "Capital idea, my good fellow," said the little pig. So now we have another new character, and he's selling bricks. So he bought the bricks and set about building a house. It took him quite a bit of time, but it was well worth it. "Nice and solid," said the little pig. Nice and solid. So what does solid mean? If something is solid, is it squishy or is it hard? What do you think? He's using bricks. So are bricks squishy or are they hard? They're hard and solid. But no sooner had the little pig moved in, he noticed the wolf loitering about. And the wolf, who was still hungry, said, little pig, let me come in." To which the little pig replied, "No, no, no, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." How does his house look? Does it look nice and strong? What do you think's gonna happen now? Well, the wolf had heard that before, and he said, "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in." "Oh, don't do that," said the little pig. But the wolf huffed and he puffed and he huffed and he puffed until he was quite blue in the face. His cheeks are turning a little bit blue. He's running out of air. The house stood firm. "I'll try another approach," muttered the wolf. And he put on his most dazzling smile. "Little pig, I was only teasing," he said. "By the way, I hear tell that Farmer Jones has the most scrumptious turnips. Shall we go pick a few?" What do you think he's trying to do? You think he's trying to trick the pig? "Oh, I'm much too busy now," said the little pig. "What about tomorrow morning?" "Excellent," said the wolf. "I'll come for you at 6. The next morning, the little pig got up at 5, hurried off to Farmer Jones's turnip field, picked a basket full of scrumptious turnips, and dashed back home. When the wolf arrived at 6, the turnips were already boiling in the pot. "Sorry, I couldn't wait," said the little pig. The wolf tried not to show his displeasure. "No harm done," he said. "By the way, there's a lovely apple tree down in the Merry Meadow. Shall we go help ourselves to a few apples?" "I must cook my turnips," said the little pig. "Let's meet there tomorrow morning." "Splendid," said the wolf. "Shall we say 5?" So the next morning, the little pig was up at 4 and went off for the apples. It took longer than he'd expected to reach Merry Meadow, and while busy gathering apples in the highest tree, he saw the wolf approaching. "Do try one of these," he called down, throwing an apple as far as he could. When the wolf chased after the apple, the little pig shimmied down the tree and made it safely home. The next day, the wolf came again. Really, he was quite put out. "There's a fair today on Hog Hill," he said. "Would you care to go?" "Why don't we meet there?" said the little pig. "Would 3 o'clock suit you?" "Colossal," said the wolf. 3 it is, just to make sure he would be there at 2. At 1 in the afternoon, the little pig went to the fair and had a fine time. So fine that he lost track of the hour. Suddenly, out of the corner of his eye, he saw the wolf coming up the hill. Without a minute to spare, the little pig jumped inside an empty butter churn and rolled down the hill toward the wolf. Well, the wolf was so scared, he ran all the way home. That evening, the wolf went to the little pig's house and told him how frightened he'd been by a great round thing that came down the hill. "Frightened you, did I?" said the little pig. "That great round thing was a butter churn, and I was inside." This was simply too much for the wolf to stand. "I've been nice long enough," he cried. "I'm going to eat you up right now." And he climbed onto the roof. When the little pig saw this, he put a big iron pot in the fireplace and quickly started a fire. "Here I come," cried the wolf. "Dinner time!" What do you think is going to happen? "You can say that again," said the little pig, and he cooked the mean old wolf and gobbled him up. The end. So who tricked who in the end? The wolf tried to trick the pig the whole time, but who outsmarted him? The pig did. So let's put the events of the story in order. First, second, and third. So we have 3 pigs and 3 houses. Which house was built first? Was it the brick house, the stick house, or the straw house? Which one was built first? The house made out of straw. And did the wolf blow this house down? Give me thumbs up or thumbs down. Yes, he did. And then which house was built second? We have the stick house or the brick house. Which one came next? The stick house. And did the wolf blow this house down? Yes or no? Yes, he did. And third, we have the brick house. And could the wolf blow this one down? No, he couldn't because it was a strong house. So who was the smartest pig? The third one, the third pig, because he built a strong house. And in this story, he outsmarted the wolf and he ate him up. So I hope you liked this version of the story, and maybe you can leave a comment which one you liked better.